Hello there. I'm going to introduce myself here in a few minutes. We'll try to get some people in here. But I'm just going to start off by showing some people some photos and seeing how this all works. So there's a nice photo right there. And we're going to be showing you a lot more nice photos as we go through this evening. But as I said, we want to let some people get in here. And we shall do that now. And let these satellite imageries here. Take a look at some of these bad boys here. That's a nice little image to start with right there. The 7 images. The 7 incoming objects. Now I'm just going to go ahead and carry on with my podcast as if there's 575 million people in here. And regardless of whether there's one person in here or 1,000 tonight, you can always go back and watch the podcast yourself. My name is Greg Martin. When I was a younger kid, I was fascinated with the idea of December 21st, 2012. And I always wondered why this day never occurred. I always wondered why December 21st, 2012 did not occur. And why Y2K did not occur, why computers did not crash, and all of these prophecies that we heard about when we were young did not happen. Now, what you're staring at right there is an image of 7 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies that are incoming towards planet Earth. Now, these 7 incoming bodies, that one there on the top, is our binary star. And that is a big secret here on Earth. That is a top secret photograph of our binary star nemesis and its 7 incoming planets. These are imageries of it as well. It is a star. They don't know whether, I think they know by now what it is. These are images that were taken of this object and its moons and its bodies as it came in to Earth. Now, this planetary system that you're staring at right here, and this particular object right here, is all over in the Bible. And we're going to get to those particular items as we go through. I don't want to go too hard on this broadcast because at the end of the day, I'm a new member here on YouTube. I've done 30 podcasts, 29 so far. This is Poleshift Alert Podcast 30. I've done 29 podcasts so far on TikTok. And I wanted to start coming over here and doing them as well. It's a different style of podcast, but here I get to show you multiple pictures that I don't get to show there, which illustrate the imageries that I'm trying to show you. And I can't really do that on TikTok. I can have a green screen or whatever, but it's not nearly as cool as this. Now, these are pictures of this incoming object. And this incoming object, as it comes in, it is causing pole shifts on many planets throughout the solar system. Every single planet has had a pole shift as a result of this binary star known as Nemesis, which is on a 3,657-year orbit around Earth. They know it's coming. They've known for a long, long time. We will start discussing the articles of proof and blah, blah, blah. Here's another imagery of it. Is this Nibiru Planet X super zoomed image? And these images, every single one of these images that you're seeing are all red. They're exactly, and we'll show you all the hieroglyphs out there and stuff that all seem to match these particular bodies in the sky. And I'm glad that I'm able to show you that these are all taken from Google. These are Google images of an incoming body that they've been hiding from humanity since 1983. This object is possibly anywhere from 10 to 60 times the size of Jupiter, depending on who you talk to. Now, regardless of who you talk to, they'll tell you one thing, that body right there is responsible for every extinction level event on planet Earth that has ever occurred. That is the reason for extinctions. This particular object is bringing in several moons, several different, here you can see Nibiru, moon 1, moon 2, moon 3, moon 4. There's several bodies coming with these planets on this 3,657-year orbit. You can see that there are sign of the cross here. There's all kinds of imageries that are taken in these planet of the crossing. Nibiru and its moons and its satellite. Nibiru means planet of the crossing. Now you see why, because its planets and moons basically form a cross in the sky. They've known about this thing for thousands and thousands of years. Okay? So they've known about this particular thing since 1983, and they've been building bunkers as a result of planet Nibiru. Each time that planet Nibiru comes around, it causes great damage and great problems to the Earth. We're going to pull up some more images. What are some of the effects of planet Nibiru so far as it's entering our particular perimeter, considering its size? It's about this big, and we're about this big. So it's really huge compared to us. Now, let me turn this camera back around. This right here is one of the fissures that is starting to pop up across the Earth. There's cracks developing all across the world. They don't want to tell you that Earth is having a pole shift. They don't want to let you know. They're regionalizing news. They're not allowing people to see the true facts of what is going on, that we are having a pole shift. And when you look at these imageries, you can clearly see that there's fractures appearing worldwide. There are volcanic events popping up worldwide. There are cracks going across New Mexico. They're not mentioning any of this stuff. Look at the size of the dude here. So these cracks and stuff that they're not telling anyone about that are happening all throughout Wyoming, all throughout Nevada, just literally look at the size of some of these fissures that are popping up everywhere around the world. Now, it's not just fissures, it's also causing sinkholes. Sinkholes are starting to appear on Earth because of a pole shift. This right here is happening in Mexico. Look at the size of the cars compared to the fractures that you're not being told about. Now, personally, I'll probably have to go back to TikTok to do my lives because here I don't have anyone on my lives. So that's okay. This right here happened when planet Nibiru was in alignment with Earth on the day of the Japanese tsunami. Now, they're not going to tell you that this planet was in alignment with us on that day, but these people were already killed by planet Nibiru. They don't want to tell you that all these massive fish die-offs, all these millions of dead fish in Japan, these dead whales, all kinds of dead squid. They don't want to tell you that thousands of dead fish washing up in China. They don't want to tell you that this is a mass extinction event that this binary star is causing. It's causing planets to drop, animals to drop because they are confused. Because we have two North Poles right now. And I can just keep showing you, people are starting to see red rivers, algae blooms because of the iron oxide that this red planet is spewing out into our atmosphere. These red algae blooms are popping up worldwide. Now, they're not going to tell you that we're having a pole shift, but I will. Now, how did I first find out about this? I was reading the Bible, and I wanted to read the book of Revelations through a different kind of a mind's eye and kind of think about it geologically. What could cause planets to, do the things that it's doing in the book of Revelations without the hocus pocus? So I didn't want to use God in the equation, just basically geology and looking at, well, what could cause seas to part? What could cause volcanoes to go off and earthquakes and such and this and that? And I just basically assumed the only thing that could cause all of these things is a pole shift. And that's kind of what the conclusion I came to. Now, when I got to a certain portion in the Bible, it said, and a great wonder will appear in heaven. And in that great wonder, a woman will be clothed with the sun, and she will be painting to give birth. And right when she gives birth, a red dragon will be waiting to snatch her young. Now, this is in Revelation 12, I think Revelation 12.2. And that was such a stunning comment that I thought to myself, well, what the hell are these guys trying to say? What does this comment mean? There's a great wonder in heaven. Well, that right there is a pretty big statement in itself. But then saying that it's going to be waiting to eat the young of a woman who's giving birth. So I started trying to figure out what this 7,000-year alignment meant in the book of Revelations, only to come to find out that 7,000-year alignment was with the the constellation Virgo. She had Saturn or Jupiter going through her womb for 9 months. And then this image was right here between her legs. Google is guilty of hiding Nibiru information that could save billions. Google had this black box right where the Revelation 12.2 said to look for a red dragon that would snatch the young of a woman painting to give birth. Now that's extraordinary. What were they hiding? Now this got to be a big point of mine for me to figure this out. Now, I'm going to show you something, and this doesn't really mean much, but this is another image of it. This is the legs of Virgo and the blah, 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 and it shows the imageries of what you can see if you go look in the sky for this particular object. Right here are the legs of Virgo. Here she is. Here's her legs where she's giving birth. And right here between her legs, Google has a black box blocking out what is between the legs of Virgo in the book of Revelations, which is, they say, an anomaly and a glitch, and it's just one portion of the sky, that there's something wrong with their computer and it's not working. Bullshit. You're hiding something behind there, and I showed you the imageries of what is behind there. But you can see how hard these guys went to hide this information from inhabitants of Earth. Now, let's just go with that right there. Okay? NASA knows that we're having an extinction level event. NASA knows that we are having a pole shift, that it's not climate change, that it's not global warming, that it's not CO2, that it has nothing to do with men. Now, it's easier to blame things on other people, and then that way you don't have to tell them, hey, yeah, you're all getting ready to die, because then everybody'd stop going to work. No one would want to go to their job anymore, because, man, if I'm getting ready to kick off, man, if I've got any kind of money at all, I'm not going to work again. I'm going to go live my life if something bad's about to happen. And here's what's about to happen. Take a look at it. This is what they say it looks like right here. You know, when it gets close enough, you'll see this damn thing right in the sky hanging there. You see the rust and everything just falling off of this thing. This planet is huge, and when it comes by Earth, it causes major catastrophic events. These basically are the orbits of Nemesis. Stars in a binary system orbit around a center of mass that is closer to the larger star. The orbits cross, but the stars do not collide, because there's always an opposite side of the center of mass. The diagram, not to scale, shows how Nemesis, if it exists, might orbit the sun. Now, you've got to understand that you're dealing with a planet that they know about, but they don't want to tell anyone about where this thing is in comparison to other things in our galaxy. Proxima Centauri is 4.2 light years. Nemesis is only between 1 to 3 light years away from us. So all of these graphs didn't make up themselves. Here is what happened around the rings of Saturn. A planet was smashed into by one of the 7 incoming objects, creating the rings by smashing one of its objects into billions of pieces, and then those pieces settled into the orbit where the moon was before it got smashed into by one of these incoming objects. It's not the only planet that was smashed. Planet Tiamat was smashed into a million pieces by one of these incoming 7 objects. You can see their orbit here in comparison to where the Earth is. Let me turn this in, go up a little bit with this. So you can see this thing goes pretty damn close to us. And I'll tell you one thing. Nobody wants to talk about the 3,657-year orbit of planet Nibiru, our binary star nemesis, but yet there it is right there on the Swiss dollar bill. The orbit of planet Nibiru. Here's the planets of all of our planets in the solar system. And here's an elongated orbit of planet Nibiru, the Easter Island gods, 7 of which look at 30 degrees where you can see these planets in the sky, looking at the Pleiades constellation where they are coming from. All the other statues face inward except 7. There are 7 planets coming. There are 7 of these looking outward towards the Pleiades constellation where they come from. There are the men that came from the planet that is in this orbit. There they are, etched in stone. This is the Swiss dollar bill. The Swiss are the Illuminati. They tell you everything and nothing all at the same time. They've always been that way. See there, Nibiru and all of its moons it's a mini solar system. It is not as big of a solar system as ours. The CIA says it's a mini solar system. You can see the size of it in comparison to the rest of the planets. Even though some of the planets are huge, it is a mini solar system. Quite interesting stuff. I find it quite amazing myself. Now, this thing, when it gets up to us like this, we're going to have a real bad day. I just hope you guys understand that. Now, the Statue of Liberty was made to represent our binary star. You can see that she's looking up to 30 degrees where you can see our binary star. She's got 7 crowns on her thorn, 7 thorns on her crown. There are 7 incoming planets. She faces the southeast. Our binary star is coming from the southeast. If you cover your hand right there, her head looks like our sun, and her outreached hand holds our binary star, and she is the one that they are talking about painting to give birth in the Bible, and the red dragon is waiting to snatch her young. And that is the reason why she is being held in chains on that area. And she will liberate you on the day of the pole shift. Pretty incredible stuff, I know. Here is another picture of planet Nibiru on the Japanese flag. How could they know that a red sun was going to appear on the horizon? How would they know that? Here's all kinds of images from the past where you can just see that this thing looks like a winged bird incoming, that looks like a winged. All of these are showing you that they've seen this thing before. It's right there. You can see every one of these imageries have been laid out in hieroglyphs all over the world. And we have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to come out and explain to us what the hell are all of these dragons and all these mythological things and stuff that you're seeing. This winged being right here is planet Nibiru. And they've been trying to tell us about this thing through antiquity. Here's another picture of this. It's all over. So they know that we have a binary star. And here is an image of it looking like the winged creature. Now, this is an image of it from the sky. And you can pretend that and that are not the same thing. But you'd be lying. They are the same thing. They're exactly the same thing. And these imageries are them trying to explain to us that this is what they saw in the sky. This right here is a satellite image of it. You cannot tell me that these people in antiquity were not trying to show you what they saw in the sky. Because there's many images of it that were made by the Egyptians that have that winged. There it is right there. And you can clearly see in there showing a planet right there. So, I just want you guys to understand what it is that what you're seeing. Right there is probably the wildest thing that I'm going to show you tonight. There's a picture of our binary star behind the head of Jesus. Now you're going to go, what? How can you declare that? Well, I'll just let you go ahead and compare them yourself. Let's go ahead and let you compare. Where is the other one? Oh no, I hope I don't not have it. Well, I guess I don't have it. I have a picture of these with the actual two suns in the sky, but here's what's going on. Okay? So, a rapid pole shift is occurring. These are hundreds of years. You can see it's been level and till just recently. There's been a major spike in our pole shift. What is causing this? This right here. There's us down there. Now, understand that we could end up looking like this. And I don't know, apparently something's going on with my screen here. I'm not sure what's going on. But all I can tell you, folks, is that we're going to be doing many podcasts. Here's the image. Here's where the black box is. This is the Revelation 12. Look in the sky. And there's the red dragon. There's the black box between the legs of Virgo. This image right here with the outstretched hand shows that something came right through this area between the legs of Jupiter, right when it was born. Something was waiting to snatch her young. This is what is behind that particular area. And what does it all come down to? That, damn, man, I don't know what is going on with my, things were going well. Couple things you're not able to see, I apologize. We'll get it better. But, yeah, you can't see everything. I don't know, what's going on with it. Yeah, having a hard time getting it to show what I need you to see. This one I think you'll be able to see. Huh, how weird. Yeah, well, I'm not having any luck with that now. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's what it's all about. There's our sun and there's the new sun. Now, they don't want to tell you about this new sun, but we're going to be telling you a lot more about it in the future. But maybe we won't be doing podcasts on YouTube if nobody comes to watch podcasts on YouTube. So thank you for stopping by, and we will see you guys again soon.